Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucia and this is Lulu's Leaves. In today's video, I am going to be doing some plant chores. I thought it was time for another one of these videos. I really do love just doing plant chores with you guys, and I hope you also really enjoy it. If you do, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below for more content like this. Also, if you want to enter the $20 Amazon gift card giveaway, don't forget to also comment, as that will get you entered. But that is going to be all before we jump on right into the video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Meet my friends, we're all here. You don't need to feel like dancing. You better keep on dancing. We'll be here for one more song. Alright, so I have my list of plant chores here, and first on the list is to clean and fill my humidifiers. That is something I've been neglecting to do for a little bit now, so I'm going to take my humidifiers, all of them, into my shower, and I'm just gonna hose everything off and scrub at anything that needs to be scrubbed. I've had a lot of issues with my humidifiers lately, just breaking down randomly, and it's not for a lack of trying. I have been cleaning them a little bit, but we'll have to just take a look inside and see what's really going on and see if I can get them to start working again. Okay, so I apparently forgot that there is water in this humidifier, so I'm just gonna take this little tray or whatever it is, bucket out, and then we will dump that out first and then start cleaning. Okay, so it does look pretty clean. I do need to take this out. Okay, so there's a little bit of gunk in there, but it doesn't look too bad overall. I'm just gonna drain it, clean it out a little bit, and then we can refill it and see if it turns on okay. All right, so I'm just gonna scrub it out a bit here. All right, so I'm thinking of just sitting it on the ground. Don't mind my messy ground. This is on the list of things to do. I think I'm just gonna sit it on the ground though, near my cabinet, so that some of that can maybe seep into the cabinet, but yeah, we'll see if it even turns on. I have an outlet over here, so that will work well. So I didn't completely fill it up. I just want to make sure that it's working first. Okay, it does seem to be working, I think. The problem I was having before was it wasn't actually just coming out of the vent here. It was on, but it wasn't pushing out any humidity. So surprisingly enough, I think we actually have this maybe figured out. Why did it stop? Okay, that's so weird. It just keeps like going on and then shutting off. I also have this top-in humidifier that I'm going to fill up as a backup because I don't think this one is working. Okay, honestly at this point I have no idea if either of those are working. I can't see any mist coming out, but I can feel it a little bit, some air, so we'll just have to see if it changes the humidity in here at all. I don't know why I can't find a freaking reliable humidifier at the moment. It feels kind of wrong checking that off because I have no idea if I fixed anything. But next up on the list is to air layer my ring of fire. Right here we have my beautiful ring of fire. I am so excited to get this one propagating. I did hear that the ring of fires were a little bit difficult to get propagating once you've already cut them. So that's why I'm trying to air layer. I want to make sure that I have roots before I actually make that initial cut. So yeah, I'm gonna get some moss prepared and then we will just get this guy all wrapped up with some sphagnum moss. I am so excited about this new leaf. It has some really amazing variegation compared to the last few leaves. And I even do love the variegation on these other leaves, but this extra creamy color is going to be a lot brighter than any of the other leaves so far. So hopefully we get that in some future leaves as well. It's pretty cool because you can actually see it right there on the stem. That is some serious variegation. All right, so I have my Will Grow sphagnum moss here. I am going to put quite a bit in the water because I do have to repot another plant later on in this video. So I am gonna take some of this for that. All right, so let's get some of this going in the water here. And then now I'm just gonna work on massaging it really, really well so that I can break up any of the big chunks. And yeah, I don't want any of this to be like even remotely dry because that's not good for the root systems of plants. Sphagnum moss dries roots out like no other. If you are using sphagnum moss, make sure that you are keeping on top of your watering. Are you helping? So I still have some water left over in here if I need to make any more. I'm gonna go get some saran wrap to start the air layering process. All right, so this might not be the smartest spot to do this, but I wanna give you guys some good lighting, and my artificial lighting is not doing the best right now. So if you look here, there are lots of little aerial roots poking out, and that's where I'm gonna wanna put the moss on. I'm basically going to wrap the entire stem that you can see that's out of the soil in sphagnum moss and in that cling wrap to try to get some aerial roots to grow out into real roots. Let's just get started and see how this ends up. All right, so the first bit of moss I'm going to try to put between this leaf here and the rest of the leaves. I'm actually gonna see if I can get this all in one wrap, so I'm gonna get a little bit more moss to put on this side here. There are just so many different leaves that it's so hard to get this wrapped around properly. It's gonna look weird, but that is not my main objective, to have it look pretty. All right, so I don't really know how other people do this, but I think this will at least keep some of the moisture in the moss. I do want to add a tiny bit more to this top node here because that is a place that I would possibly want to cut just with this beautifully variegated leaf. So yeah, I'm gonna go in one more time there and then we'll be done. Meet my friends, we're all here. All right, so obviously that doesn't look beautiful. I think it is going to do the trick. It is sticking together somehow. That's going to be it for this guy. I will update you guys in some future videos to let you know if this is propagating successfully. Hopefully I can make a cut maybe on these top two leaves here in the next little bit. All right, so we just air layered the ring of fire and now I need to repot my varicosum. So as you guys can probably see here, this varicosum is in less than ideal sphagnum moss. It is darker, which I don't know, anytime I see dark sphagnum moss, I know that it's not necessarily the best quality. So I'm gonna just throw all of this moss out and then I'll come back with the bare roots of this plant. I actually haven't seen the roots of this plant for a long time now, so it'll be interesting to see what they look like. So the roots don't actually look so bad, which makes me happy. They definitely could be healthier, but it's not like it's all rot or anything like that. So, I mean, what are you getting into? So I'm just gonna go right ahead and fill this bottom bit up with some fresh sphagnum moss. I really do like the Will Grow moss. It seems to be nice and fluffy, and it doesn't dry out as quickly as some of the less expensive or lower quality sphagnum moss. So That is one reason I really love it. It also doesn't have a ton of sticks and stuff in it, which is pretty common with lower quality stuff. I did want to put a moss pole in here, but I really don't have a moss pole for it right now. I'm also taking off these uglier older leaves on the bottom here of this one plant. So it is just going to be a single leafer there, but it has this other guy to kind of fill it out. All right, so I'm thinking that is the placement that I want there. And then we'll just fill around like we would with soil. All right, so that's looking really cute. Another thing you want to remember is not to pack the sphagnum moss down too much because that will suffocate the roots. But yeah, I really like the look of that, and the moss looks a lot healthier for this plant. I honestly think this is such a beautiful plant. If you didn't watch my last video, or 2 videos ago I think, when I talked about my favorite velvet leaf houseplants, definitely go check that out because there are awesome plants just like this one on that list for you guys to see. What do you think, Lumi? She's like, it jiggles. So just to give you guys an update, this humidifier here does seem to be working now, so I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but yeah. All right, this guy is all done. All right, so we repotted the varicosum, and now I want to put my mandula pothos in some leca. So as you guys can see here, my mandula is yellowing, and I'm not sure exactly why. So I do want to dig this guy up and check on the roots and just see if we have some rot. And then I want to stick it in some leca just because sometimes I know if I have trouble in soil, leca is a really great option too. So we will check this out. So surprisingly, the roots on the mandula here actually look really, really good. So I'm not sure exactly what the issue is, but I am still going to put it in some leca to just try something new out because yeah, I'm kind of at a loss with this one. It is still pushing out new growth, which is great, but it is also yellowing off some of the even newer growth. So let's go ahead and put this guy in some leca. So this might not be for everyone, but I am just going to be using a clear jar here, and it doesn't have a hole or anything like that. I'm just going to keep the water basically at 1/3 level, and I'll plant the plant in there accordingly so it's not too low. Before we plant the mandula in there though, I do want to rinse this all out because it's going to be quite dusty if I don't. All right, so I think that's cleaned off enough. I'm just going to take a little bit out so that I can place the plant in there, and then we'll fill around again. All right, so I'm just going to place it right in the center. I think I need to fill a little bit more, so we'll just get some from the bag and then rinse it out again. I actually think I might keep this in the bathroom. I want to give it some natural light rather than the light from my cabinet that might be a little bit too harsh. That could be another reason why these leaves are yellowing. So I am going to be changing up the substrate and the lighting in this situation, and I will get back to you as to how that's working in another video. So this guy is just going to live on the ledge here with my pitcher plant and this fake plant, don't even ask me. But yeah, I think that'll be a good spot for it for now. And you guys can see I just have a little bit of water in there. I'm just starting off with normal tap water, and then as this guy starts to acclimate to leca, I will use some nutrients. All right, we put the mandula in leca. Now I'm gonna go through and water a lot of the plants that need water. We're gonna do that in the shower as well, just because it makes it a lot easier to kind of spread everything out. I do know that my El Choco definitely needs some water, so we'll take it out of the cabinet here. My Peperomia Pink Lady could also use some water. We're gonna do my Syngonium Pink Splash. And then up here, all of my poor orchids need some water. My Pastazanum here just put out a new leaf, so it's probably begging for some water to be able to harden that one off. I'm honestly so proud of this plant. Every single leaf is really beautiful right now. Not a bit of yellowing or anything. All the poor orchids today. They've really been getting neglected. All right, let's get you out of here. All right, so this is the crew to get watered today.
A sense of liberty, liberty. Say my name in the dark. Now you're in, haven't you heard? Meet my friends, we're all here. You don't need to feel like dancing. You better keep on dancing.
All right, and as usual, I'm gonna keep them in here a bit to drain out because I don't want water everywhere. So I'll shut this door so that little Lumi can't get in. Sorry, baby. All right, so the first cut I wanna make is on this Philodendron squamiferum. I'm going to take a cutting right here, the top node. I've been wanting to just get a single leaf cutting going of this for a while so that I can use it in a trade or something like that. So I will plop this guy in some sphagnum moss in a little bit. I also really want to cut my Hoya serpens here. I'm going to cut it right here and then plop it back in the moss. What else wants to be propagated? I am going to wait on my Albosingonium because we do have some pretty white leaves up at the top here, and I don't want to just cut it off because it does need this green to be able to sustain itself, and I doubt that these bright white leaves would be able to root on their own. I also wanted to do a little quick prop from this Mathilde. This is kind of the Mathilde that I propagate from because I do have my other one, so I just want to make another little plant from this one. We'll also cut just above this new growth. And then just one last little single node right here. So I honestly don't have a ton of time to deal with these right now, but I just wanted to show you guys kind of what I was propagating. All right, well, we are on to the last step of the day. I took some propagations and now I need to clean the heck up. So my desk is kind of a disaster right now. I took the humidifier off the desk over there, so I have a lot more room and I just want to tidy everything off and maybe put some other plants on here. I'm not really sure yet. And last thing I want to do is just clear off this table and wipe it down because it is IKEA furniture, so it's not gonna last forever if I don't treat it properly. So yeah, I just wanna make sure I don't have any water standing on here or anything like that. All right, so I tidied up and I'm not going to put anything on my desk as of right now because I know I'm just gonna stack everything on here anyways in a little bit. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it as is, but I'm pretty happy with that. So now I'm just going to go through and basically wipe down this whole thing. All right, so it's time to check off the last thing on our list. I don't know if I would call this cleaning the heck up, but I did clean. Well guys, that is going to be all from me. I really hope you guys enjoyed following me around on my little adventure today. So yeah, that's going to be all from me. Don't forget to join the $20 Amazon gift card giveaway. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Blinded by the light, a creature of the night.